okay. Off the mic, it's okay. Off the mic,
Chai! Now, wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians.
Good afternoon to you, good evening, good morning, and then, yeah, top of the moment to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. So if you have joined, I'm going to, say, share the video, invite your friends, let them know that Maiyegun is live. Let me know if the audio is perfect right there, just before we continue. Thank you very much. So, the current trending news, as there are like many, but I pick on two to be part of our conversation tonight. Okay. One, the Southeast governors came out today, yesterday, that they were, publicly that they are now pretty much against the campaign for self-determination, campaign for Biafra, campaign for Oduduwa Republic, and every other campaign, but they pledge to one Nigeria, their country or their country. So the other one is that through the chairman of RMAFC, whatever that means, it has to do with sharing money. The body that is responsible for sharing allocation in Nigeria, their chairman, who represented Buhari at a meeting, gave a very, very clear message as well to everyone asking for their own republic or even asking for restructuring. He said they had no idea what they are talking about because, you heard that tonight. So thank you so much for joining me. My friends on YouTube, how are we? So I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back just in a minute. I want to fix something.
Clear to you now how they roll. Is it very clear? Listen to the minister. Minister of Defense, Fulani. Minister of Finance, Fulani. Somebody that studied Sharia law is the head of the judicial system. Fulani. Is it very clear to you now how they roll? This is Politico Republic. Federal Capital Territory, Fulani. Agriculture, Fulani. Police Affairs, Fulani. Aviation of Fulani. Communication of Fulani. Power, Fulani. Water resources, Fulani. Everything is Fulani. All the 19 northern governors are Fulani except the Benue, like Trump and Kogi. Every northern, apart from 4, the rest are all Fulani. Is it very clear to you now how they do? This is Political Republic. Because Fulani have a game plan. From the word go, their game plan is to dominate and subjugate you. Dominate and subjugate. Where is their president from? Fulani. Chief of Staff, Fulani. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Fulani. Senate President of Nigeria is Kanuri, of course, is Fulani. Deputy Speaker is Fulani. The Army Chief of Staff is Fulani. Navy Chief is Fulani. Police IG, Fulani. DSS is Fulani. National Intelligence Agency, Fulani. National Security Advisor is Kanuri, of course, is Fulani.
Thank you so much. I quickly went to fix something there. So happy Father's Day to everyone who is a responsible and a responsive father. Happy Father's Day to you. I got something from my son. I think it's a Father's Day. Let me see if I can show you. So he gave me that for Father's Day, and it's quite cool. So thank you so much to every one of you for joining. Okay, so again, share the broadcast. All right, let them know that Maiyegun is live. There is a short story I want to share with you, a relative story. It's not a story, it's just a narrative somehow. That is so relative to what we're about to talk on tonight. We know that Nigeria is not one country. Nigeria is a country of many countries. Take a look at this map, right? You will realize that the impression or the false belief that Fulani or the North should be controlling, or why they are in charge of Nigeria, that falsehood, right, can be easily debunked through the map you are seeing on there. You're probably going to see yourself and where you belong. And these are the countries, right? They call them tribes in the book of the British colonialists then, right? Well, if you look at this very well, I have nowhere in this map where a particular homogeneous North controls Nigeria or should control Nigeria. However, the colonialists, British, who colonized Nigeria, they came from the background of 4 countries themselves, whereby other ethnic nationalities as well in the UK who felt where they belonged at their own countries. And they came together, and the United Kingdom was birthed. That's how they came by the name United Kingdom. But when they go out there, yes, they are British. And that is why even when Mary Slessor came to Nigeria, a young woman from Scotland, who later became, part and parcel of the history of our people, especially in the Calabar area of today. When they go out there, they are British, fine. But back home, the respect, the regard that they give to themselves as partners in a united country, respect is what should have happened in Nigeria. But look at the map very well. I don't know if you can still see that on your screen. Look at the map very well. You realize that even the yellow part, where you have the Hausas who scattered there and there, they took a vast land of up north. I can't really see Fulanese. We've heard about the Kanuri. We've heard about the Manga. We've heard about the Buras, the Gbayis, the Gbagis who actually own Abuja, the Nopes. I don't know where that conquest mentality came from that has now made everybody from those who are now at the lower part of the map, we, the Southerners, the Yorubas, the Igbos, the TVs, that they are actually now put them as middle belters. But look at that. I don't know what war or what happened that gave the Fulani that access so much that they believe that Nigeria belonged to them. This is your true map of what is today's Nigeria. Now, this is what they don't want you to, by any chance, believe in or defend. They want you to defend one fake Nigeria. But take a listen. Scotland, where Mary Slessor came from. Here in Scotland, there is something called autonomy. Autonomy for the regions. Yeah? Which Scotland is part of as the part of the United Kingdom. Well cleared autonomy, which allows Scotland. Listen, here in Scotland, even though we are part of the UK, when they made their laws in the UK, there are only certain of their laws that actually gets here and become effective. Some of them you may not understand, but people who live here do understand. One very prominent one is that if you are living in Scotland and if you are Scottish, take it that way, you will get your education, including your children, from their, from their first level to the university level. And if they need to even further and they need sponsorship or scholarship to fund them here in Scotland, you will get all of that for free. Maybe not completely free. When I say not completely free, because people pay for it, right? Scotland believe that their greatest resources is their people. The more they invest in them, the greater they can become, but not in Nigeria. Here in Scotland, you have heard about the EU. This is the latest one that could probably make sense to you. You have heard that UK have left the EU, Abi. For you to know how, how important and how powerful the autonomy that Scotland enjoys in the United Kingdom as European, if you have to live in the UK now, you have to get a resident permit like everyone else. You have to get a work permit like everyone else. But before now, as Europeans, you can work and live in the UK for as long as you want, same right as the British. Now, no more. But here in Scotland, when everybody is being told to go back to their countries, even here in Europe, Scotland opened a portal that you are all welcome to Scotland. You are all welcome in Scotland. If you have been living in Scotland and you are an European, now that the UK is no longer part of the EU, right? You can stay, but you just need to fill up this form, fill up that form so that we can know that you are here. And UK government, even though they control the immigration law, they would never be able to touch them. And there are so many other Africans who live here in Scotland who have found this place as home. You know why? Because as somehow as artless as they can be in the other part of the UK when it comes to immigration and immigration, violation, which many Africans have violated anyway. Here in Scotland, they make it easier for you. You can speak to your local councilman, right? While you are waiting to get sorted, There are many organizations here, including government-sponsored organizations that will care for you, including homes and then medical care and all that here in Scotland, rather than except if you isolate yourself. Now, why am I telling you all of this? In Nigeria, you were supposed to be a country of people where everybody controls their own affair. That was what you signed up for. That was what those who claim to be educated today in Nigeria, whether they are in position of authority or not, as long as you claim to be educated, these are the real things that you should be advocating for, because that's what you signed up for, right? They took all of that away. They forced a unitary system of government on the rest of us. And since then, there has not been any peace. People have been telling everybody, millions of people, few people have been telling millions of people that except they accept that, they will never have any other alternative. Except you get that, or except we give you that. Except you take that. A conversation that we approve of is what will happen. And since then, there has not been peace. Even when they believe that they are in control, they have all the power. They can do anything they can undo. But that did not bring peace. So what is the essence of education? If it is not to resolve, if it's not to actually find a solution out of a monumental problems like this, what is the essence of your education? Today, there is problem of insecurity in Nigeria. The whole world knows about it. Everyone, even all of you who are actually pro-Nigeria and still defending Nigeria for your own reasons, I understand. But you admit that when they say, let us, we know there's problem. We know those behind the problems. And most of the time, when you begin to mention those behind the problems, that is when many of you begin to lose your mind. You want to agree there is a problem. You don't want to agree with those behind the problems because you rather point fingers, it's you, and all of that. Now, but there is a problem. And when there is a problem, people are expected to react. How they're going to react, you can never tell. No one can control how people react when they are under the danger of either being killed, being exterminated, that we have seen right before our eyes. Now, before this whole madness comes on or escalated, look at this again. There is no Fulani anywhere that could claim or lay claim to any land in Nigeria. The reason why, His Excellency Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said the Biafrans are better off without Nigeria, which is right, is because, look at this now. Now, you now have foreign invading terrorists who have taken over everywhere, dictating the rules, and they've also have their own elites in government, including the presidency. Now, you see all those blue area now, you see all those yellow area, they've already turned black or danger red. You see all the green area, they are already turned red. You now see that the blue part that adjoined the yellow part, yeah, those areas are already turned bloodily red. That's the middle belt, what you call middle belt today. Yoruba land is bleeding. Igbo land is bleeding. Ijo land is bleeding. Yoruba land is bleeding. Every land in Nigeria is bleeding. All because you have the invading terrorists from all these outside the borders. Look at that map. Look at the border. Look at the borderline and tell me, if you are living in that contraption, the whole map, right? If you are living within, you would probably prefer to die in there without having to cut yourself out. So he's right. And when he said we want to leave, look at it this way. Like I just showed you there. Showed you there, right? Everyone from that yellow part who is supposed to be an Hausa man, Hausa woman, Kanuri man, Kanuri woman, they have done so much damages, these Fulani terrorists. They have done so much damages that all that yellow parts you see today, there is no single of them Hausa in charge of who runs everywhere that they call the state in that part today. Because they now see themselves as, they used to see themselves as Hausa Fulanis. But now, they just all identify as Fulanis. Even though they are bleeding from the sword and the bullets and the smoking guns of these invading terrorists who have been doing it for decades. Now, why are we here? Why are people asking to leave? Why are people asking that, okay, if you don't want to break up Nigeria, let's restructure it so that people can control their own affairs? You can't sit anywhere and say you want to bring back grazing routes, something that you know is the primary reason why the whole country is bleeding and tilting and about to collapse now. But you are still adamant because you think you have that power. And then you call people asking for that restructuring idiots, which I actually agree they are. There's nothing to restructure. You can only restructure a structure, but you have no structure. So what are you going to restructure? That is why it is always better to break everything up and start afresh. When I say start afresh, let the people decide. The terrorists are killing the people. They are giving ultimatum every day, and they are carrying out all these attacks. We have seen them. We are like powerless. The military focused on the Biafrans. The military, they are now focusing on the Yorubas. The Yoruba governor says they are not supporting Oduduwa Republic. The Igbo governor says they are not supporting Biafra Republic. The Niger Delta governor says they are not going to be part of Biafra. But listen, who are these people? Because they managed to use the rigged system to get themselves the titles, the errand boys and girls that they are, senators, governors, reps, this and that they call themselves, when we can easily tell that they are not representing anybody but themselves. Who are these people? First, they will try to discredit you. When you challenged them, they will try to discredit you. When they are unable to discredit you, they will invite you to bribe you. When they are unable to bribe you, then they will attempt to kill you. When they are unable to kill you, then they will turn to blackmailing you, which eventually is just like rinse and wash and dry again. Then they will turn around and say, well, we want to talk to you. Again, they will try to bribe you. If they are unable to bribe you, then they will try to kill you. Again, if they can't, then they will return to black. It's the same thing. And this generation will put a break to it. And that is why they are reacting this way. Do you all remember that asking for your own country should normally lead to having a chat about it? Okay, the people should be the ones to decide. There are people who don't want to leave Nigeria. Let me tell you that. And let me be honest to you, all of you, that you want to do a republic so badly. So are some people who don't want you to have it as you want to have it. As you want Biafra so badly. There are also Biafrans themselves who will tell you, we don't want Biafra. Do you get that now? But nothing makes sense for anybody parading himself as a political office holder to say he is speaking or she is speaking for millions of people that never voted for him anyway. How do you do it? Referendum. Referendum can be a long list of questionnaires. Right? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want this? Do you want that? And all, you know what I mean? A referendum will let people decide. We are angry with the Biafrans because of how they treated us during the Biafra war. We are Niger Deltans. We are this. We are not. We don't belong to Biafra. Save your breath. A referendum will let us know those who agree with you and those who disagree with you. And in a referendum, the majority carries the vote. All you need to do to keep to keep people from having Biafra, very easy. No gun, no nothing. All you have to make sure you do is that just ensure that 51% of you will vote no. Is that something difficult for the politicians to do if they love Nigeria so much? Instead of buying guns, buying bullets, sending people to prison, taking people's rights away, sending people to exile, sending people to graves. Is that too much for them to do? Very easy thing. You can shut, you see, when Scotland insisted that we wanted our own country, we wanted to be on our own. I am from Oduduwa land. I am not from Scotland. I am not from England. But today, I am a resident of Scotland and I'm a British, I'm a UK resident, so to say. So that gives me every right, almost every right, like a British. So, which simply means, number one, to some people, coming to a country like this, to some of us who actually lives in England, it is a different perspective to them or for them. Do you get what I mean now? They live in England. To them, every Nigerian or everyone from Nigeria living in Scotland should never vote a yes. Why would you do that? You should be grateful to this country. You know, that kind of, victim mentality. That you should never come to a country and then join them to break it up. Do you get what I mean now? Because they lived in England. They have no wider perspective of the country they live in. England is UK. UK is England. But we live here. I have my family here. Right? I have my own house here. Which simply means everything that has to do with my own safety and all of that is here. And whatever protects that is what is in my own interest, not what the rest of UK has. But guess what? I have that right because I was able to know that I had such rights. That I'm not from here doesn't mean that I will be persecuted. That's one thing I wanted to also pay attention to in this conversation tonight. So we mobilized, we did all of that. The UK government, including the Scottish politicians and businessmen and women who believe so much in the UK, they invested their money, their time, their resources, everything to convince every Scot to vote a no. Why the rest of us use all our energy, our time to convince everybody here to vote a yes. Nobody was shot. Nobody was arrested. Yeah, there were a few clashes where, people, yes or no, Scottish people, if you live in Scotland, you understand. People can get into a bar brawl, yeah, whereby they just argue and say, fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it wasn't anything to do with guns. At the end of the day, all they did was to ensure that at least 51% of the eligible voters voted no. So at the end of the day, the no had it. Nobody is persecuted. Nobody was arrested. Nobody was what do you call it? Nobody was what do you call that thing again? Deported. Nobody is ever, nothing. Everybody continue with their lives. Now we are also gearing towards Indie Ref 2 now, which simply means we're going to try it again. And guess what? As long as Scotland is still part of the UK, they are never going to stop trying until they get their independence. It's going to happen. Why can't Nigerian politicians, Igbo politicians, instead of them collaborating with Buhari to kill the young Igbo men and women, children, aged men and women, why can't they invest that money in, at least they do it in every election? Call for a referendum. Let the people tell you if they want to stay in Nigeria or not. Use your money, campaign, bribe people, pay them money, give them wrapper, give them food, tell them that they should stay in Nigeria, and then call for a referendum. Don't kill the IPOB. Stop killing them. Stop using them as your own leverage to keep your own crumbs and your feeding bottles as politicians. Are you with me? Same thing to all of us. Wherever you see the Biafrans as right now, you should be grateful that this is happening in your own lifetime. And it will be so sad if you let it slide while you put on your total ignorance from what is going on. You know why? What the Biafrans are asking for, what the Oduduwans are asking for, everybody should be asking for it right now. The Hausas should be asking for a referendum. The Kanuris should be asking for one. Our people in the TVs should be asking for one. The Jaw, the Robos, everybody should be asking for one now. You should be able to know what kind of country are we living in. You should be asking for that answer. Politicians shouldn't be telling you that something is not discussable, it's not this, and then you take it. That's not how it works. There is a problem. There are problems. The people who brought these problems are telling you that, no, you can't talk about it. How comfortable is that for them to say? Then the Igbo governors came out. The same Igbo governors that met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Enugu. Do you remember that?
Southeast governors are appealing to the federal government and other concerned citizens to allow them resolve all IPOB-related issues. The chairman of the forum, Dave Umahi, after a closed-door meeting with Nnamdi Kanu at the Government House in Enugu, told journalists that the event was strictly a peace talk. According to him, the Southeast governors will, in subsequent meetings, engage the entire IPOB leadership to ensure all issues are sorted out.
The meeting agreed that this demand by IPOB should not be absolute. Rather, the Southeast governors shall immediately engage the leader of IPOB, Prince Nnamdi Kanu, and the entire leadership of IPOB to further meetings and dialogue with a view to quickening the resolutions of all issues amicably. And we also request from all concerns to give the Southeast governors the opportunity to amicably sort out this problem.
That was them. A few years back. I think it was 2018, or thereabouts 2017. When that didn't work out, that was when they were promising him what they could make him. We can make you this, join politics. You can become a senator. You can be a governor. You can blah, 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 blah. When he now told them that, let us talk about the security of our people. How are we going to keep our people safe? They said, don't worry, we are working on it. He said, show me what you are doing. Please. They couldn't show him anything. Right? And that means the conversation didn't really go well, but they put up a face to make it look like they were still going to probably talk to him. It was after this that they sent the soldiers to kill him. When he rejected whatever they gave or offered to kill him. 28 people were killed that day. And when that didn't work, when they didn't get to kill him, they just went on to prescribe IPOB. To some of you that think Buhari is just this Voltron doing all manner of madness, he has his own alibis. They are the Igbo governors, just like the Yoruba governors. Look at this. They were also part of those who prescribed IPOB.
Security situation in the Southeast and its attendant consequences. The Southeast governors hereby resolve as follows. 1. All activities of IPOB are hereby prescribed. IPOB and all other aggrieved groups are advised to articulate their position on all national issues and submit to the Committee of Governors of Southeast, Ohanese Igbo, and National Assembly member from Southeast Zone through the Chairman of Southeast Governors Forum. 2. All governors of Southeast Zone are to ensure compliance in their respective states. 3. The Southeast Governors Forum, Ohanese Igbo, and National Assembly members do hereby reinforce their commitment to a united and indivisible Nigeria. 4. We also reinforce our desire for the restructuring of Nigeria, where all national issues will be discussed and amicably settled to achieve justice and fairness to every Nigerian. 5. We reiterate our earlier position that the November 18, 2017 gubernatorial election in Anambra State must hold. 6. Accordingly, we appeal to our President, our Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Buhari, GCFR, to please withdraw the military in the Southeast Zone while police perform their traditional role of maintaining law and order.
So do you now see why Nnamdi Kanu called them saboteurs? You can see that they were just pandering to the, to the whim and caprices of their expected their slave master, their commander-in-chief, the Buhari. So they proscribed IPOB in 2017 themselves, 2018. Then the killings escalated. This Dave Umahi, who is now a member of APC now, is decamped to APC. I think they said that it was part of the arrangement that if he wanted peace in his states, he needed to decamp to APC. So after, being the PDP chairman of Ebonyi State, and I think he was also a deputy governor before he became the governor, and he's been two-term governor of PDP, then he realized that PDP doesn't support the dream of Igbo. So he decamped to APC, but it's a lie. Okay? It was, in fact, according to the report, was told that if he wanted peace, if he wanted his state to be listed among the states that will be peaceful from the Fulani terrorists, Ebonyi State, so he should decamp to APC. And he did. But afterward, they killed over 100 people in Ebonyi communities, and he started crying again. But I think he's recovered from those whipping and all of that, right? Because just yesterday, they took another dig using him to say they are against Biafra, they are against Oduduwa Republic, and they are in support of one Nigeria. Listen.
This is a communique arising from Southeast Stakeholders Strategic Meeting of Governors present and past, Southeast leaders, ministers present and past, National Assembly members present and past, Senate presidents present and past, leadership of National Assembly, traditional rulers, our spiritual fathers, the archbishops, the bishops, the CAN chairman and leadership of CAN, leadership of Ohanese, held today, Saturday, the 19th of June, 2021, at the Banquet Hall, Lion Building, Government House, Enugu State. Number one, arising from the meeting of 11th of June, 2021, with the presidential team led by Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Magashi, retired, we, the Southeast people, agreed to a further meeting with them as requested by them. Consequent upon that, we schedule our own meeting today, the 19th of June, to enable us discuss as brothers and sisters and articulate our positions to enable us to not only engage the presidential team, but also engage our people over all burning issues. Number two, this meeting set up committees under the Ohaneze to articulate and address our position on all burning issues, to further meet among ourselves and thereafter meet with the presidential team. We, the Igbos, do reaffirm our commitment to one united Nigeria under a platform of justice, equality of rights, fairness, love, and respect for one another. We have noted threats by some groups in some other regions against our people of Southeast, while we firmly promise to protect everyone either from our own region or other regions living in our places. We plead with the leaders of other regions to please note the threats to our people and to please address the threats to our people and to protect them. We condemn the killing of security agencies, the burning of strategic infrastructure, and killing of civilians in Southeast and even in other regions. We request our security agencies to please discharge their duties within the rules of engagement and the law. Number 6, we request our National Assembly members from Southeast to please support state curation in the ongoing constitutional amendment. State police, to support state police curation in the ongoing constitutional amendment. Number 7, we condemn in totality the activities of violent secessionist groups in Southeast and elsewhere. We firmly proclaim that we do not support them. They do not speak for Southeast. The impression that Southeast leaders are silent over some of our youth agitation for secession is not correct. Southeast governors, Ohaneze president, and her leadership, National Assembly members and her leadership from Southeast, notable leaders from Southeast, had come out publicly many times in the past, including ministers from Southeast, to speak against such agitations. In order not to mismanage the unfortunate situation we found ourselves, Southeast leaders have set up a committee to engage such youths to stop and allow the elders of Southeast to address their fears. Number 8, meeting directed our governors and Ohaneze Igbo to liaise with indigenes from northern part of Nigeria and other indigenes of other regions that are living in Southeast to come out openly and to assure their people and of course the nation Nigeria that they are very safe and well protected while living in Southeast. The meeting endorsed our Southeast Joint Security Outfit Ebubago and asked all the personnel of Ebubago to work with security agencies and to respect the rights and privileges of all those living in Southeast and her visitors. This is the communique of our meeting. Thank you very much.
I know as much as it's so cringing, sort of a cringy to watch, but you heard everything he said, yeah? He mentioned the Bubeagu. He mentioned one Nigeria. He talked about justice, love, and fairness. And then, state creation, which he later said where it was probably state police. Do you see how confused these rogues can actually be if you pay attention to them very well? Like if you take off the veil of a governor talking, just look at a rogue trying to make a sense out of nonsense. So they know that there is no love, there is no justice, there is no fairness. They do know that. They know that the Buhari's government have openly threatened the Igbos that their properties all over Nigeria, if they were thinking about their properties all over Nigeria, they will not be talking about Biafra. So they know. Now, they are not just unity beggars anymore. They were actually those who are now begging to be loved. Please love us. Please let us enjoy justice. Please let us, Then they were talking about elders, Southeast elders. They were talking about Ebubeagu. The same Ebubeagu they said they launched few months ago. When last did you see a Bubeagu anywhere? And they came and said, oh, we arrested Fulanis with cows because didn't Southern governors ban open grazing? Didn't they meet just a moment ago and they ban open grazing? So what is Ebubeagu doing? What is Amotekun doing? With all the cows we are still seeing everywhere, with all the killings we are still hearing about all from the communities. Now they are saying, they are begging them, they are asking the National Assembly member to, it won't work. You know why? Those they are begging, they don't see them as anything. The man in charge of sharing the money that make Humayi make himself look like he's a governor, a common thug, with a title. A common political thug with title. The people he's talking to, they have broken all the moral code, all the gentleman agreement that should have been the hallmark of every leadership agreement. Gentleman agreement, being honest and sincere. But you are dealing with bunch of rogues who are wearing babariga and they are looking like you, but they are not you.
Those who are discussing.
Let me tell you what I want to show you. This conversation is coming from somebody. This is not just any guy. Please, this person you're about to watch, it's not just any guy. This is the guy in charge of the sharing formula. How much every state, local government, and federal government collects every month. What they call the Bambi Allah allocation. Now, the guy is now telling those who are asking for restructuring that they are idiots. Maybe you and I don't call them idiots before. Restructuring is sold. It's fraudulent for anybody to talk about restructuring now because it is old. There's nothing to restructure. Maybe I say this guy get better answer. I will never restructure Nigeria. That's what Buhari said through this guy.
Those who are discussing restructuring, my question always to them is that, what are you trying to restructure? If you ask about 10, 20 different Nigerians, what is their idea of restructuring? You find that they have no idea what they are talking about. Some of them have not even studied the 1999 Constitution. The 1999 Constitution is almost 70 to 80% 1979 Constitution. And it's not true that the Constitution was shoved to us by the military. There is no military man in the drafting of Nigerian Constitution, whether the one of 1978 to 1979 or the one in 1999. Those were done by credible Nigerians, lawyers, technocrats, and civilians. So it's okay to demand for restructuring and it's okay to demand for review of the Constitution. But what is most important now is how can the Nigerian state make local government functional like local government used to be? How can Nigerian state make judiciary independent? These are the issues. When we were children, local governments used to do a lot of things. But like Mr. President has said, now you have a situation where a governor allocation will come to a local government, whether it's 500 billion or 600 billion, the governor will say to the chairman, okay, I have earmarked this project, that project, and then leave the chairman of the local government with 10%. And this is the greatest undoing of our system. So rather, I would ask Nigerians to focus on putting pressure on National Assembly members to make sure that that autonomy as enshrined in our Constitution is respected and is implemented. And similarly, that of judiciary. So if that were to be done, some of these things, like the issue of security, you will find a local government chairman in collaboration with the emirs and all the traditional rulers will have a great chain of communication where they will really understand what is going on in their locality. So these are the things that I will urge all those agitators that are calling for restructuring. And I said also that majority of those calling for restructuring are people that have did their service, they left, they ex this, ex that. They are so afraid to go into partisan politics. And even if they were to go into partisan politics, they will not win, even in their own locality. So there is no government in the world that will cede their authority to people that are unelected. You are telling us that to dissolve a system and then call for some obscure national conference to come and discuss how we move forward as a nation. That can never be done, and no government will agree to that. So even those who are calling for this thing, they should go back through their representatives, whether it's in House of Assembly, whether it's in National Assembly, whether it's in the Senate, and lobby and say whatever amendments they want to be done to the Constitution, they follow through the process and lobby like every other person. So we are fully integrated as a people. And look at the properties that everybody has around. Some of the Igbos here in Zaria, Kano, Kaduna, and other places, they have more properties and businesses here than even in their own area. And similarly, the same with some Yorubas. There are Fulani.
That is where I was coming to. Do you see that when he also said his own, he mentioned the properties of the Igbos? When you talk about, he was talking about restructuring, Abi. Then he suddenly switched to look at the Igbos and their properties. That has always been the threat. The only thing that they believe that, how can you have properties everywhere and you are saying you want to have your own country? Yet, these criminals, these rogues, these thieves, when they loot your money, they go to Dubai. They are not from Dubai. They will go and buy properties there with your stolen money, put their name in it and everything, right? They go to America, come here to the UK, your stolen money. So if restructuring or national conference or a new constitution finally says, let us break up, does that now give that Malam in Kano to go and take over property of Maazi Chinedu in Kano? Because Maazi Chinedu is now a Biafran. Does that give him, does that give him the right to take over his property? That's what to tell you that you are dealing with animals. He's talking about you going through your representatives. Joke of the year. They told your governors, you must all come out publicly to say you are not supporting this. And because we need to kill all these boys who are asking for referendum, who are asking for this, their restructuring or whatever they're asking for. We want to kill them. But we want to make sure that you're not supporting them. So come out and tell us and say you are not supporting them so that we can go after them and kill them. Because according to them, to keep their one fake Nigeria, everybody must stay together. So the governors came out and they said, no, we are not part of it. So it's okay, then you keep your power. They don't talk, they don't negotiate. Because all they care about is that, baying for blood. And if you ask me, the reason why you can't go through the governors anymore and you can't go through the National Assembly anymore is because the same governors, they will call all of the National Assembly members. If they should, by any chance, go to that National Assembly and say, we will support our people for a new constitution. And let me tell you this, why they won't do it. Because anyone who raised that motion in the National Assembly, even though it will be unpopular, whoever raised that motion is asking that everything that exists in Nigeria today is going to be on hold until the people decide if they want to still continue with this Nigeria and how they want to be part of it, or if they don't want to be part of it anymore. So that is a risk that thousands of them who will tell you they sympathize with you, they support Biafra, but they are still collecting their money from the system. Oh, I support Oduduwa Republic, but they are still collecting their pension from the system. Because once they push up that motion, everything right now will be on hold until the people decide. Buhari will be gone. And the rest of all these jihadist criminals will be gone back to where they come from. And that is something that will never happen with these guys. So what will lead to it? A better revolution. A revolution that will force them to make all these irrational decisions of begging people who are after and killing them for safety and protection and begging them for love. Please love us. Please love us. Somebody said, no, you cannot be killing my people, right? And then at the same time,
It's okay. What stupid country is really? So when is this you press somebody's secret? When you like, you find secret. When you like, it's in public. What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try and you secret. When you like, you go in private. I'm not killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell you to tell me secret. The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he's mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret prayer. Is the person mad? Rubbish. My name is Nnamdi. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. That name that strikes fear into the heart of the Fulani Janjaweed. When they hear IPOB, they start having nightmares. I lead that very movement. Movement of the children of light. And have we not brought enlightenment to all the people? This very movement that heaven ordained must free the whole of Nigeria. Everybody must be free. And that light, the same way that the sun rises from the east, that light is coming from the east, as always. I am the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television. God gave me another assignment this year, it seems. Not only to serve the wonderful people of Biafra, but also to serve the brave youth of Nigeria. And that is what I'm doing this evening. And will continue to do until everybody is free, until every corrupt politician is either in the grave because they'll be hanged or they are in prison. The difference between some of you and us is that we say something and we do it. If you keep muttering and bumbling, those things are bad, oh, things are bad, oh. Here we make our dreams become a reality. Not because we have any strength, not because we are better than any other person, but because Elohim is on the throne.
That is the fear. That is their nemesis. That is what is coming. That is what will push them to make a lot of mistakes. That is the future. If you want it, you will fight for it. If you're not ready for it, there are those who are. While we wait or lament or talk and all that, there are those who are acting. The most we can give to them is to support them. That's the most we can give to them. If you can't be them, please don't discourage them. Because you see those vampires, they are united in their scheme. Blood flowing, people dying, destiny ruined and all of that. It doesn't concern them as long as power is in play. And that is the future. That is the future. Because you see, somebody who told us this truth.
Thank you very much for having me. So, I have known Sheikh Dr. Ahmed Gumi since medical school 45 years ago. So we have gone back a long way. And I know personally how deeply he cares for this country and how pained he is about insecurity. We all are. And we have to accept and not deny that these bandits are Fulanis, our Fulanis, not foreign Fulanis. They are our flesh and blood. Once we accept that, then we forget all the conspiracies and face the reality. What we will also not do is we will not deny them. We are not proud of what they are doing. We are ashamed of what they are doing. If you have a child who has gone astray, you don't kick him out. You pull him closer in the hope that you touch his heart. Essentially, that is the reason why Sheikh Ahmed Gumi embarked on this. He has for the past several years, been preaching.
Because he's got so much money to make from it. That's the most lucrative business right now in Nigeria, kidnapping. Kidnapping for ransom, because you always have negotiators. And you have those who are also talking to the government on your behalf, using the media to also promote your, your campaign. That's what it has become. Now, governors have no rights, okay? They have no right to think they can also speak for millions of people. You see, not even the Southeast governors. Do you know that Southeast governors are among those who are actually so shameless? They are people who have no shame. And I'm just saying this with all sincerity. These are the people who are currently going through ego contest with Nnamdi Kanu and yourself. Nnamdi Kanu said, on the Heroes' Day, which all of every Biafran should normally observe and respect those who were unnecessarily killed by Nigeria then. But because they wanted to satisfy Nigeria, to debunk the influence of Nnamdi Kanu in the eastern Nigeria, they were telling their people never to obey. They were even threatening their own people openly. These same useless thugs in armored their cars. They were threatening their people that if you don't go to shop, if you don't open your business tomorrow, if you should stay at home, what the hell is wrong with them? Somebody who you've said doesn't have power, is not elected, it doesn't have any blah, 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 blah. You useless human beings, you are elected. But your people listen to somebody who they know and revere more than you. All you have to do is just call for a referendum. Ask Igbo people, ask them, do you want to have Biafra? Do you want to be on your own? Do you want to be part of Nigeria? Pay them, bribe them. Use Nigeria money to bribe them. Do it instead of buying guns. And that's the same thing we're asking the Yorubas to do. Before everything will turn out to everybody go carry gun. You see, it's not because somebody like us will sit down here and say, oh, go and carry gun. You see, Nigeria is a place whereby even if you believe in Nigeria, listen to this, even if you believe in Nigeria so much, right, that you are not happy with what is going on and you wish something different is done, and you also don't agree that breaking up of Nigeria is the solution. Many people don't. And I don't envy, I don't really envy you, so to say. I sympathize with you. Because every time that you turn your social media on or you turn your TV on, people are talking about breaking up of Nigeria. They're talking about the insecurity, talking about all of this. But that breaks your heart, yeah? And every now and then, you wish something happens. You wish they get it right, so that you can feel good for once, so that you can tell the people who are agitating for the breakup that, didn't I tell you guys, if you had waited, if you had been patient, maybe you wouldn't have to go through all of this. But you see, Nigeria is a place whereby, you see, as broken as your heart has become, as somebody who loves Nigeria so much, Nigeria will still break that heart, smash it into pieces, to the point that you will become heartless too for Nigeria. Many of us were once one Nigeria too. In fact, do you want to get shocked? Some people didn't become pro-breakup until about maybe January this year. As at December 2020, they were still pro-Nigeria. They are calling Biafrans talking about Biafra as talking about rubbish. When they saw the Yorubas asking for Oduduwa Republic, to them it was like, it's a joke. But 6 months into 2021, so many people are already heartbroken beyond going back to entertain another expectation for Nigeria. Maybe something will happen. Maybe something will just change. I still think that we can, some people are actually like, they've timed their own frustration. They said, some are waiting that, man, if 2023, if we don't get them right again, I'm done with Nigeria. You're just giving yourself a useless hope. Last, 2023 will come. That your heart will be broken. Then you'll be confused. The situation would have probably gone worse. It is Nigeria. It is meant to break you, break your heart, break everything, all your expectation, all your effort, everything you are trying to do. Nigeria will break you. When Nigeria finally break you, when you hear break up Nigeria, it will just be sounding like a great melody to your ears. You'll be like, man, where have I been all these years? Why have I not been hearing this, sonorous, melody? Yeah, this is great. Of course, you have been hearing them. But your mind is telling you that maybe something. Maybe we are just too hasty. Maybe when Buhari is gone, maybe when somebody come, it can just change everything. Everybody will just start loving themselves again. They will start, go on Nigeria, all that stuff. I understand. But Nigeria will break you. And that's why I told people that give them time. If they want to know. In fact, if you want to ask me right now, genuinely, Maiyegun, if you want to have a referendum, when would you like it to be? I would say, don't give us the referendum now. Give it to us in 2023. Instead of having a general election, you should have a referendum in Nigeria for a new constitution that would then be, the step or the road to breaking up finally, okay? So that some people can still be able to feel Nigeria more. They can campaign for one Nigeria more. By the time you get to 2023, you would have seen our Hausa brothers and sisters, our Kanuri brothers and sisters. Let me bring this up. Because there are so many. We are many, right? So maybe by the time you get to 2023, Chibina Biafra, you are hearing now. You are hearing about Igbo Republic. You are hearing about Niger Delta Republic. You are hearing about Kwara Rafa Republic. You are hearing about other republics, Abi. By the time you get to 2023, maybe you have more than 20 to 30 Republicans from different parts of Nigeria that want to have their own country. So don't give the referendum now. Let some people still entertain the fact that maybe Nigeria can work. Buhari will help you get there. That's why I said, if there's anyone doing the greatest job of dividing Nigeria, there's no other person than Buhari and the APC. Let the people decide. I think that's more practical. Take, for example, Igbo governors with all the billions they have, and with the Fulani billions and Emefiole that help them print money and all the dollar, everything. Let them go to the Eastern Nigeria. Maybe they say the Igbos love money. Abi? They can buy the referendum with money. Maybe they have more money than Nnamdi Kanu. They have more money than anybody, Abi. They have power. They have everything. One thing they should just try out is Igbo people from everywhere, whether you are an Igbo man living in Lagos, you are Igbo man living in the north, you are Igbo man living in Taraba, living in Benue, you are Igbo man living in wherever you are. You have a ballot, one single ballot to cast. And in that ballot, you just have to choose a yes or no. Do you want Nigeria? Yes. Do you want Biafra? No, don't let me confuse you. Do you want Nigeria? Do you want Biafra? Now, in front of Nigeria, you can just say cross, no. In front of Biafra, you can just say, bam, yes. That's it. Then they start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Buy them, pay them, bribe them. Do it like your normal election and let us put it to test. So that you don't have to kill anybody. I don't think that's too much. Oh, I know they won't do it. Oh, but guess what? They will be forced to do it, whether now or later. The same thing applies to the people of Niger Delta. There has been this this kind of break back and forth, childish. I call it childish argument. You guys you are possibly old enough to have read the history, but you haven't learned from that history. And with your own education, you should be smarter than your forefathers, all of you. When we say a referendum in this modern day and time, it simply means when a chance is given for people to decide where they want to be. Nobody should force anyone to be part of any country by any proclamation. It won't happen. Whatever this mindset that some of you who are still locked in 1960, 1970, supremacy nonsense. Listen, this is 2021. Everything should be on the table in black and white. Nobody should speak for you when you are not there. MK Abiola said, you cannot shave a man's head in his absence. So let all the Yorubas, all the Ijos, the Shekiris, and everyone from that part of coastal area, which some of our brothers and sisters call the coastal Biafra, let them also have a say where they want to be. And let me tell you something. Being part of a country comes with some conditions. All these conditions are the conditions that you put forward, and then everyone put forward. And these conditions, as possible, as common as they must be, is what is called the bond and the agreement that build a country. Now, do you know that the Niger Delta region can be part of Biafra, and every right of yours, including the right to have your own country, even after being part of Biafra, everything can be in what is called the Article of Independence. You guys should be educated enough instead of all this unnecessary, useless rivalry on social media. And you want to control no, it's not about that. Be smart, at least. Having a new country gives you the opportunity to be part of it. And being part of it means that you know what you want. What are your rights that you want respected? That shouldn't be something somebody promises you. Nnamdi Kanu cannot promise you your rights, including every Igbo that is going into Biafra. It is not Nnamdi Kanu that's going to promise you your rights. It is you that will ensure that your rights are clearly stated, listed, well printed in clear color in what is called the Article of Independence. That is what your citizenship is all about. So wherever you come from, what makes that citizenship? And what if, how many of us are coming together to be part of this country? What do we have in common? How do we integrate and do all our things together and respect our boundaries? This is what is called independence conversation, Article of Independence, Memorandum of Independence. So all of you will bring all of your own, what you think represents you as a people and what you want to be acknowledged, being part of that country. And if you choose never to be part of Biafra, you can have your own country, or you can vote to be part of Nigeria. That shouldn't make everybody start doing all this. And let me tell you something. All of you who are also, in a way, I don't know if it's your emotion that is running riot in your head, right? Stop bragging about and saying that every Niger Deltan is a Biafran. The same way you are saying it, it's like you are telling them that they don't have an identity. Don't do that. Don't do it. Stop doing it. Okay? Because according to them, you are making them feel like a Biafra is about Igbo, and that's misleading. I don't think that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself represents. Biafra is not just about Igbo. And once you know that it's not about Igbo, then you respect other people that are going to be part of it. You don't talk down on them. You don't tell them that you expected them to join you. Or then you don't say, well, if they don't want to join, they can go to hell and all. You don't talk like that. That's not how to build a country. That's not. Is that not why you want to leave Nigeria? When the Fulani says, if you cannot go and kill You cannot be anything, and you don't expect anybody to, you know what I mean? Is that not why you want to leave? So don't be like that. Don't. They have people. They have history. They have origin. Yes, you have had relationship in the past. This relationship was truncated. You have history of that truncated history, that truncated relationship. To mend it, to build it, you talk to them. That's what you should do. You talk to them. You listen to them. You don't make them feel like it's a must that they must be part of it. That's not how to do things. Same way with us in Yoruba land. There are people that will tell you, I don't trust these people. If we have Oduduwa Republic, are you going to say they should be part of it because we all see them as Yorubas? You listen to them. You don't talk like that. You don't tell people that you have an idea of what they can be or what they should be. That is why we're asking for a referendum. If you get it, it's an opportunity to have a good start. An opportunity for people to say, we would love to live with this, our brothers and sisters, our cousins. We would love to share everything with them. But there's something we want to be on record. We also want a referendum in that, I'm just saying this now, we want a referendum in that constitution of Biafra. So that if we choose to break away as well, we don't want to be killed. We don't want to be arrested. We don't want to be shot at. Can you put that in that article of independence? It's called an agreement. You don't go into a country. It's only in Nigeria that nobody was at the table to discuss what is going to be the conditions of us coming together. We were not there. They forced it on us. And that's why they've been dictating to us what we can have, what we can't have. So when you talk about Biafra, be cerebral enough. Okay? Be Republican enough. I mean, be fair enough. Don't be what you condemn. Don't be what you are fighting. Don't be like those that have made it imperative. I mean, imminent that you will not be staying in this country anymore. Not any longer. So when you talk with the Niger Deltans, when you engage them on social media, you engage them like you are engaging your brother, people you are possibly going to live with, build a country with, progress with. And if you don't see them that way, they will never see you as somebody they want to live with too. The trauma, the experience of Nigeria is enough for anybody before you go into any arrangement with anyone again or forming any country or even being part of this fake Nigeria. You have to be very careful and you have to make sure that every agreement, everything is clearly stated. If you violate it, we'll go to war. Let's say it's right there. If we say we want this and you say no, we are going to go to war. Put it there that it's going to lead to war. And then you write it there. Yeah, this country we are forming, if the Niger Delta people says they want to have their own country in the future, we have to put it into a referendum for them. And if we refuse to do that, it can lead to war. Yes, it will lead to war. Be part of a new thing. Be happy that this is happening during your time. I'm coming back. I'm not taking calls tonight. I'm sorry, okay? But I'll take a drink break. And when I get back, we'll continue. This guy said this, and I think you should listen.
In the present circumstance in which the Igbo, by taking up arms against the Nigerian state for the third time, have foreclosed every hope for the rest of us to continue coexisting with them as one nation. 2. In order to achieve the final separation of the Igbo from the rest of Nigeria, we demanded the National Assembly to organize a referendum by seeking the cover of the same doctrine of necessity invoked by Nigeria's federal parliament that paved way for former President Goodluck Jonathan's takeover by declaring the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua unfit. Number 3. We demanded the National Assembly to prevail on the federal government of Nigeria to invite the United Nations as well as the African Union and ECOWAS to initiate the process of self-determination to mandate the Biafrans out of the Nigerian Union by leveraging on the several relevant international treaties and conventions to which Nigeria is a signatory.
Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unabori Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unabori Mary Nandi go only do I walk. O Mary Wonizu Biroya Abakare. Mamanda Ora, Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I was reading some comments during my drink break. But let me tell you something, okay? I keep telling you, I've read a lot of arguments on social media. So before I even mentioned what I said about the social media fisticuff between the Biafrans, Igbos, and then the Niger Deltans, or as Nigeria named them, the South. Don't always come on social media if you are really, really enlightened. And you know, and being somebody who is educated, it's not just because you can talk, or it's not just about what you know, okay? It is about what you don't know. And what you don't know, you have to listen to others to say it. You don't speak for people in this manner, especially in this manner. There is a contentious issue that people say, we are South, we are Niger Delta. Don't tell them that there is nothing like that. Don't say that. You know why I keep saying that? You shouldn't say that. Don't define people. Let them define themselves. Okay? You can educate them. You can tell them, I mean, this is my position, okay? Be respectful. Stop telling people outrightly that there's nothing like South. There's nothing like Niger Delta. There's nothing like blah, 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 blah. That's so condescending. And some of you are like that. Let me be honest. There are so many people like that. And I am only saying, you will always be what you want to be. You always react to things the way you react to. You are mostly adults who do things according to how you feel. But when you think you have that chance of shutting people down, because your argument is because you know more that this whole thing were created to cause this division, but you have no intelligence on how to at least engage and have a conversation whereby denying them that identity they said they have will not be the bone of contention. You don't wishy-washy people off and say, there's nothing like that. Come on. That's not how to engage people. And I hope that those who are doing a lot of work to be more listening, people who engage, people who don't really judge, people who actually just want to engage you, open conversation, whereby you can learn one or two things or improve on one or two things. They are not there to compete with you. They are not there to judge you, but they are just trying to make possibly an impact. Maybe you can be that person by listening more. I have learned that while I live in the UK. Honestly speaking, if there's something that traveling changed in my life, it made me a better person that I never thought I could be. Maybe I could have been, but it made me a better person by listening more. I am somebody who is considered very aggressive, very angry all the time, and all of that. But guess what? Where you live, the impact on you and the people you live with, can make a lot of difference on you. And then, on the other hand, I have also managed to transfer this to thousands of people who have been my friends too. Don't be like that. Okay? Don't write people off. Don't think you are so smart enough to tell them that there's nothing like Niger Delta. That is condescending. Nobody will want to engage with you with that conversation. I don't come to you now and you tell me that there's nothing like this from my tribe. If that is the identity I have, why you can actually educate me to understand that there is a better identity that better define me, and I can see reason with you and I can agree with you, rather than you sitting down there to say, I am wrong to call myself a Niger Deltan. Do you think a Niger Delta man doesn't know he's an Yoruba man? Or do you think he doesn't know that he's an Ijo man? Or he's an Ishekiri man? Do you think it's not better to come and tell you that he's an Ishekiri man than say, I am a Niger Delta man? Do you think he didn't know that? Or she didn't know that? Some of you don't think that much. Or you think you are smart enough once you, because of what you know, you can talk down on them and then you can just pass. It doesn't work that way. They are your cousins, of course. They are your nephews across the border, of course. You've shared a lot together before, of course. You've also shared your blood as well together, of course. But if you don't listen to yourselves, they say when two brothers fight, now strangers, they say when two brothers fight to death, now strangers, they inherit their property. So since you continue to do that rivalry, your parent possibly did. You shouldn't. Please. Talk to one another, listen to one another, and you will realize that you have a lot in common, and there's so much power. There's so much strength in number. You need them, they need you. Of course, a referendum will clear that. Let this generation be a generation that doesn't actually be like your older generation, the generation that mostly told you never to have anything to do with the Igbos, never to have anything to do with the Yorubas, never to have anything to do with the Fulanis, never to have anything to do with this or that, without you finding out why. Don't rub people up. Don't be like that. When people said Omoyele Sowore should be fighting for Oduduwa Republic, that doesn't sound well. If you are actually paid real attention, a real attention to what is going on, that you choose something is actually a good thing. That you are not one of those who are jumping here and there to tell you that Nigeria can still work, right? Because they believe in it, even though they don't.
I want you to have hope in your nation. Nigeria is for all of us. The bigger Nigeria is the best thing ever that can happen to Nigeria. We don't need to balkanize this country. You don't know what you've got having this nation called Nigeria. Our diversity should be our strength and not our albatross. The diversity we have is the best thing that ever happened to this nation. Let us make it work. Let us not engage in playing games. Let us not engage in stigmatization of ethnicities. Let us work as Nigerians. America is the melting pot of all ethnicities in the world. You have Igbo America, Yoruba America, Hausa America, Fulani America, and Anglo America from England, Russo America from Russia, and all over the world. Yet, when they get these passports, they profess America. However, in my country, with all our diversity, the first thing we profess is our ethnicity. I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Hausa. Can we stop this? This country can be better than it is. It is not the fault of government. It's not your fault. It is collective effort of all of us that can make it work, not just government.
That's the kind of characters that lie through their teeth, right? They lie. Now, you need this. You need a disruptor. A disruptor. You need many, many disruptors that will make a rigged system to be uncomfortable all the time, so that your own agitation, your own campaign can make sense to many people. But when you see people who actually have a platform to tell you that truth, but they lie to you, they tell you to be begging for unity. You don't beg for unity. There's never going to be any peace, progress in any country where injustice is supreme, impunity is the order of the day. Anywhere you have injustice, of course there will be chaos. You have seen enough of this. You have seen enough of all these killings. You have seen it. Okay, let me show you this. How do you want Nigeria to be a peaceful country, a progressive country? How is this not the fault of the government? When government arrested somebody for participating in a peaceful protest, NSAS, and he spent 8 months in jail. There are many who are still there since that time. Peaceful protest. That's the injustice. And there is no country you can have injustice and tell people to just forget it. Now, you've heard the story of the guy, Abi. It's going to be told to move on. You should thank your God that they didn't kill you. They killed over 100 people for NSAS protest in Lagos alone. They killed more than 500 people all over Nigeria for the NSAS protest alone. You will never know. How do you then say those who will never get the justice, those who have never got one, and you are saying that peace in our country and all of that? Where's that coming from? Unity beggars. We know those who are there won't listen. We know that even those who are not in power, who support them, they agree that they should never listen. But how they are going to keep the contraption going longer, we will all witness it. What is still coming? The one you are seeing right now is the Fulani terrorist feeling, feeling invincible, feeling so powerful. They are the ones cooking for the rest of Nigeria now. By the time the rest of Nigeria begin to cook for them, even Buhari will run down to Niger Republic. If you believe that this is going to probably just be wished away, then you have no idea at all. You get what I mean now? It's all up to you. It's playing out. You can never get justice. I mean, you can never get progress in a country where injustice is actually what keeps it as a country. No way. The president, your president, Buhari, just said that he's never going to implement anything called restructuring. That's a dead end. You're never going to get anything called state police. That's a dead end. Maybe the politicians can try and put in new states in the constitution they say they are amending. That will bring an end as well. Last, Nigeria is headed for the rock. If you like, put on your own helmet now. Safety helmet. You better put it on now. If you are from Oduduwa Republic, if you are from Kwara, if you are from Southern Nigeria, generally, if you are from Biafra, your safety helmet right now is the identity of yours and the people you identify with, because what is coming is bigger than what is currently happening. Buhari have seen it, and that is why they just want to help you burn down everywhere. All we ask for is just a conversation. Just conversation. Let the people decide. Is that too much to ask? Time will tell. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time with me tonight. So let the Igbo governors, let the Yoruba governors, let everybody keep grandstanding. Let them keep talking down on us. Let them keep saying what they think they know or what they think that we want and all of that. But you know one thing they will never be able to get away with? The consequences of the everyday, every time they delay in calling for that conversation now. Let them keep grandstanding, including all of you, patriotic Nigerians from abroad. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Just wait for it. Some of you never believed that a day will come that you'll be reading it in the news that Fulani terrorists invaded a village or towns in Yoruba land. You never believed it could ever happen. Yeah, it has happened. It will still happen. More will happen. Then you will come to that reality, right? And breaking up of Nigeria would never have sounded so good to you. More than ever when that time comes, okay? Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time. Stay safe. I'm going to read this. Or do you think the strategy is to wait for the... We are not waiting. See, nobody is waiting for everybody. What we are saying is that we have a situation where everybody is now pretty much sure that the best way out for Nigeria right now is for the people of Nigeria to decide if they want to have a country or not. For now, because it hasn't turned to a very bloody one yet, we are expecting the people of goodwill, those who claim to be political representatives, governors to call on their own representatives, the senators, because they are the ones who hold their remote controls, right? Call on them now and then begin the push for what is called a new constitution. And that starts regionally, by the way. So if they show interest in it, the people that will take it, the people that will take it to their National Assembly for an adoption, they are those who represent us true. But we know they won't do it because according to them, the 1999 Constitution did not allow them. So then that leads us to the second one. They won't do it. They don't think they can use their creative way now and call for one and then bring an end to this madness. And when you say call for one, I said call for one new national conference whereby a call for a referendum, a day for a referendum will be chosen, administrators will be appointed, and for that day, people will decide on a new constitution. And what will make that constitution? That comes from what I believe your memorandum of, your own memorandum from your different part of Nigeria. Are you from Yoruba land? Are you from Biafra land? Are you from from Igbo, from everywhere you are from, right? You should come with something that you want to claim to, at least something to make you part of Nigeria. So in all of this, the memorandum, put them all together, debate them, discuss them, approve them, then put them into a new constitution and begin the process that come out of that exercise. It is a long process, so to say, but we're only calling on the people of goodwill to start it instead of us going to killing ourselves first. Then we then go back to the negotiation table and say, okay, how do we do this? It's okay, you Yorubas, bring your memorandum. The Biafrans, bring yours. Now let all of us come back together and have these chats. But what we have right now is that don't talk about it. Don't even think about it. We will continue to talk about it until it comes to pass. So that's why I said that it is a long one and we will get there. So far, so good. We have more organizations, especially in Yoruba land, who have already prepared their own memorandum already for what the Oduduwa Republic would be. The areas, the map, everything in there that makes up of what is going to be the Oduduwa Republic. They can present that. The Biafrans have their own as well. In areas they believe will be the Biafra Republic today, they can present that as well. Then you can send them to go back to their people. Let the Yorubas go back to their people. Let the Igbos, Biafrans go back to their people and conduct a referendum that says, do you adopt everything written in this book to be your own voice or representation? A referendum will prove that. It's a long process. We can start now, and in another 5 years, we'll be far gone into it. Yes, no country. See, you don't even need to start discussing what type of system do you want to run in your own country when you have Oduduwa Republic or when you have Biafra Republic. Nobody develop a new template of how to run a country. You can adopt any system that is working all over the world. Anyone that can work for your own people. Yes, you can adopt any working system, any type of government that is working in any part of the world. Adopt that. And grow, then what do you call it? Localize it, make it your own, and make it better for your people. Nigeria was handed over a parliamentary system of government in 1960. The one that gives a set of a regional system of government where we have a different parliament from there. You know what I mean? But in 1966, that was changed by the criminals who told you that they were changing to the American federal system of government. But look at the American system of government. Is that how they practice democracy? Is that how they run America? Is that how you are running your own government system in Nigeria? Of course, it's fraud. But when you break it into component parts, you don't need to go and start thinking, which kind of, what type of country, what type of government are we going to have? You don't need that. Yorubas already practiced one that worked well for us. We can always rejig it. This is not 1960. This is 2021. We can rejig it. We can, there's a lot that can happen. But not trying at all. Being told that we can't try it. Being told that we're going to fail when we haven't even tried. It's being ingenious. It's unfair. And those who are preventing that, they are only kicking the can down the road, okay? It's just a matter of time. The consequences is huge. And I do hope that will make enough sense to the right ones that will make up the number and make this happen. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time, okay? You have a good evening.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kíkó nìna kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.